In just 20 minutes, Sony shared a modest state of play with a handful of game announcements. I'm Leo S. Luna, and this time I'll review each one of these titles with a very interesting information. And no, not every game is exclusive to PlayStation, even if Sony makes us think with the opposite. And yes, I think it felt somehow underwhelming with some important things the company could have addressed. But more on that on the general opinion chapter at the end. First, let's talk about the games. Overall, it was outstanding. Kudos to all developers from first to third party titles that hopefully we are going to see later on. Starting with first party games, we have God of War Ragnarok, that I can easily say is one of the best game trailers of the year. And considering we are less than 2 months away from its release, there hasn't been enough videos of the gameplay. But when you see the trailer, you can easily feel they're confident enough with their job, keeping the most important details away from fans and setting up the premise on what's to come. We see Kratos and Atreus traveling over the realms, we have a new ally, and of course more impactful scenes with Freya, Thor, and other unseen enemies that are teasing the old and stubborn God of War. There are small details of the premise on the dialogue Kratos has with his son that connect with the ending of the first game that are truly emotionally wrenching. And of course I'll stick with that beautiful scene of them opening the sky with an arrow. My main complaint here is that the gameplay doesn't seem to offer anything new, but now that I remember, they usually keep some mechanics a secret as well. Then we have Rise of the Ronin, a PlayStation 5 console exclusive action RPG set in the Edo period and coming up until 2024. The game, developed by Team Ninja and distributed by PlayStation Studios and Koei Tecmo, was the biggest surprise for me, and the information gathered by Team Ninja on the PlayStation blog is even more interesting. The game will tell the story of an unruled samurai or Ronin living in the Bakumatsu or Edo period. Japan is changing the way it's ruling the country based on Western influence and political movements. All that while facing oppressive rulers, deadly diseases, and a civil war between the shogunate and anti-shogunate factions. A few things that caught my attention. The narrative will be based on historical facts, deviating from the fantasy themes of previous Team Ninja games, and basing the combat system on only your skills with your katana, the firearms, and other gadgets of the era. Feels Team Ninja is truly committed to submerging the player in a historical drama with lots of options to choose from. Another interesting thing is they'll include the darkest and ugliest chapters that many will shy away from. And I'm not sure if the intention was to differentiate from Ghost of Tsushima, which particularly had a lot of historical inaccuracy, aside from being a solid video game. It seems that it also inspired other Japanese developers like Ryuga Gotoku on producing more samurai or chambara-based video games for Western audiences. Trust me, talking with honesty as a Japanese developer as Team Ninja about Japan's past is not an easy task. Not everyone in the art or video game guild is keen to explore this delicate topic. Off the record, but will they talk about Japan's colonialism and relentless civil war events? Only time will tell, but it already feels like an evolution to narrative in video games. I personally like when developers talk about their country of origin throughout art. This also reminds me of mangas like Rurouni Kenshin that deep dive on part of that era. One final thing, we'll see the game until 2024 because, of course, Team Ninja is working on Hulong, and that game will be released in 2023. Rise of the Ronin is a console exclusive, meaning we'll likely not see it on Xbox but maybe on PC, similar to what happened to Nioh, although that is not yet confirmed. Then we have Stellar Blade. Originally named Project Eve on a previous State of Play, this title is an action game with post-apocalyptic themes where humanity went back to the extinct Earth to save it from destruction. There's not enough info to analyze, but it seems we'll be making decisions on who to save and who will perish, while fighting gruesome creatures named Native. I always say that there's not enough action games similar to Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. Actually, those are the ones that people keep comparing. I know the pacing and rhythm of this game is not easy to develop, so that's why I'm thrilled to see what this new studio will bring to us. Pacific Drive, another console exclusive coming to PS5 and PC, is all about driving and survival. Ironwood debuting studio is calling it a roguelike. where you traverse the 1950s Pacific Northwest United States casted territory with utopian creations and supernatural horrors. I guess the game will be a roguelike since they say the territory will change each time we drive into it, and you can also upgrade your vehicle and unlock different elements to the story relating to this Olympic exclusion zone you got trapped into. Then we have two PlayStation VR 2 games that were showcased on time with the press previews of the long-awaited virtual reality console. Demeo and Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition are graphically improved versions of the already released games on Oculus Quest. That itself is a small hint that we may be seeing other Oculus Quest releases on the PSVR 2 headset. Of course, I'd love to see Resident Evil 4 VR and Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, although the sell would be to have Half-Life Alyx in it. Let me know in the comments what other games you would like to see on PSVR 2. Now going to third-party games, we have Tekken 8 and a beautiful training running in real time with Unreal Engine 5, which makes it the very first fighting game being developed with it. The story keeps up with our favorite family drama with Jin as the main protagonist and his attempt to save the world from his own father. A little bittersweet to see Bandai Namco not launching Tekken 8 on all consoles, but also glad that they are focusing on one generation to truly deliver on quality and technology. Hogwarts Legacy is appearing again on State of Play, so Sony can talk about their exclusive level. I mean, it's a bit confusing considering Sony is against a monopoly apparently, but I guess if you're a Harry Potter fan and don't want to miss the haunted Hogsmeade level, you might want to get it on PlayStation. Ryuga Gotoku Studio will stop using the Yakuza brand in upcoming video games of the franchise in favor of Like a Dragon title. The first game will be Ishin, a port of a game already released only in Asia and Japan, this time worldwide and with enhancements for PS5. Glad to see they're also porting it over Xbox and PC as well. And for those curious, this is a fictional story based on Sakamoto Ryoma, which was also crucial to the Meiji Restoration era. Kiryu cast as Ryoma, of course, while he appears with other members from other Yakuza titles in a fictional version of Kyoto named Kyo in the 1860s. Expect to be action-oriented with lots of wacky elements from the saga. And finally, we have Synduality, a sci-fi third-person shooter being developed by Bandai Namco. The company also had a long detailed showcase explaining every game mechanics and concept arts, but basically it's a post-apocalyptic story of humans living ground below and going out to the devastated planet Earth with mechs and an AI companion. Sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it? The game also offers a PvPvE experience while playing the campaign, which I bet is similar to how Code Vein or Elden Ring works. Funny thing is that you don't see complaints of way too many post-apocalyptic and third-person action games on PlayStation, but you do to a lot of JRPGs and farming games on Nintendo Switch console, huh? Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the PlayStation Stars loyalty program. Remember when Sony told us we'll receive prizes for playing video games? Well, here it is! They're basically giving digital 3D collectibles, as they say, as a way to commemorate past activities, achievements, or product ownership. Whatever that means, that will unlock virtual collectibles like Punto the Gondolier from Ape Escape 2, Sony's Court Machine, an original PlayStation 3, Toro and Kuro celebrating a birthday, a Pocket Station, and Polygon Man. The collectibles will be visible on the PlayStation app, which I think may be the perfect place to screenshot it or record it to share it online. So, as of editing this video, they recently shared more information explaining how does the program works. PlayStation Stars is free to join for anyone. You don't require a PlayStation Plus membership, you complete monthly objectives that require you to play a game in particular, earn specific trophies, or to be one of the first players to Platinum, as they called it, a blockbuster game. Probably PlayStation exclusives. There are two types of rewards, digital collectibles as the ones I previously mentioned, and loyalty points, which can be redeemed for PSN wallet funds, more exclusive digital collectibles, and select PlayStation Store products. And the best thing of all, you can earn loyalty points if you're a PlayStation Plus member for every purchase you make on the PlayStation Store. Pretty cool. Very similar to how my Nintendo Rewards program works. There's also a status level which recycles through time, and no, PlayStation already confirmed that digital collectibles don't work as blockchain or NFTs, so forget about monetizing with them. For more information, you can read the article found in my description or on PlayStation blog. Alright, back to editing. The program will be released later on consoles, but for now it will launch via PlayStation App this month in Asia and later on to America and Europe. Honestly, PlayStation Stars is like 2 steps to become an NFT market. Let's hope not, but it is kinda cool to have a museum of PlayStation history, similar to how Super Smash Bros. Melee told us Nintendo history with trophies. I'd like those to have some text and backgrounds as well. Now let's jump onto the downside of this event. Please consider this as a constructive criticism and a personal opinion. Considering that Sony is now absent on most gaming events, I usually expect that they'll pack State of Play with games that will be playable in the upcoming months as well. And if you take a look at the calendar, there's actually plenty of games coming out at PlayStation platforms. Some of them were already announced on previous State of Play events, but somehow got lost in the sea of game announcements. As if Sony is focusing only on God of War Ragnarok and ignoring everything else. Even Capcom and some Square Enix games coming out PlayStation were present on Tokyo Game Show, but PlayStation is almost nowhere to be seen on the event. Personally, that's why I like Microsoft and Nintendo events a bit more, because they tend to pack everything in one place, from new announcements to games we already know that are coming with slight information or reminders. They know not every Xbox and Switch owner is not up to date on what's to come, so they briefly condense everything into a single presentation and expand it with further interviews. Watching this State of Play, it sells the impression that it's not necessary to get a PlayStation 5 on holiday 2022, since most game announcements will come out until 2023. Unless, and not included PS5 previous exclusive titles, you may think God of War Ragnarok is enough reasons to get one. That, or you just don't care to play it on your PS4. The event is also trying to sell the idea that PlayStation is the place of exclusivity, something that was difficult to swallow considering the controversy around Activision acquisition from Microsoft and Sony's attempt to vote against it. It's a hard miss to even skip Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection coming out to PC. And of course, it's a little underwhelming to see that PSVR 1 games will not be compatible to PSVR 2, but Sony is always controversial when it comes to backward compatibility. But what do you guys think of the latest State of Play? Which games are you waiting for the most? What you didn't like or you wished it was there? Let me know in the comments, and as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to receive more content like this, and follow me on social media if that's your thing. And if you also have suggestions of topics you'd like me to cover, feel free to leave comments as well. Leos Luna signing off, and take care.